let's just move on. Fox News reacts to the Derek Chauvin guilty verdict.
Your reflections on all of it.
Hi.
Now, Trey, thanks.
Yeah, Dana, I mean, I had, 50 homicide trials when I was a state prosecutor. It's a mixture of emotions right now. You're probably back in the room meeting with George Floyd's family, and there are a lot of tears because no matter how triumphant the verdict was, your loved one is still dead. I think it's a celebration.
This is literally Trey fucking Gowdy has a better take than Nancy Pelosi, dude. Trey fucking Gowdy. And he's got the correct take here. Stop saying based.
Of our justice system. It is the only institution, Dana, I can think of that's left in our culture that anyone has any respect for. We don't respect the media. We don't respect the legislative process. Some of us have lost respect for religion. So it's the justice.
Okay, I spoke too soon. This is why you can't say based for
system.
Republicans.
And then you need to take a step back and say, okay, well, what is the justice system? It's 12 ordinary Americans who do the right thing. I mean, that should be celebrated. A judge. I mean, the reason I don't like politics is because there is no judge in politics. You have a judge in the courtroom. And even a bad judge, this one was good, but even a bad judge is better than no judge. But you have 12 Americans from all walks of life who come together in pursuit of justice and the right thing and applying the facts to the law. And I just think it's something to celebrate despite the tragedy that it cost the life of George Floyd.
Thank you, Trey. We'll be back around to you. I want to get to Lawrence Jones now. Lawrence, we as a channel have turned to you over and over again since this all happened. You started your career in criminal justice. That's where your passion is. And so let's get your thoughts now.
Yes, it's the first time that...
Yeah, the jury is just completely random, too. That's why they randomize juries. You know, just 12 ordinary Americans, which is precisely why, you know, juries don't or court locations don't historically move to like overwhelmingly white neighborhoods, for example, or there aren't specific fucking literal lawyers on a team that get paid to pick jurors that are going to be favorable. You know, the jury selection is not a real thing. It's just great. I love that. I love when people are, when prosecutors or ex-prosecutors have takes like this. It's fucking great.
That there's been a national case like this where I haven't been in the city with the people covering it. And, you know, it's interesting because it is a moment because you have the thin blue line. Unions all over the country, police departments all over the country said this was not us. People all over the country.
Yeah, they really, that's the wildest thing is that they just fucking hung him out to dry, dude. They really did. GG's for Derek Chauvin. Like, it's kind of wild seeing motherfuckers who normally act that way just be like, oh yeah, this is not us at all. Look the other way, guys. Look the other way. Come on. They will, perhaps they will not notice that we have done this a lot.
No more GTA.
Or they were just like, oh God, it's so terrible what Derek Chauvin did. Very different than what we have ever done and would never, I would never, dude. That's that guy. Totally unique.
Said, this is not America. That's not what America's about. And a jury of his peers, a diverse jury, who typically gives the benefit of the doubt to police officers said, oh no, boy, this is not us either. And so it was a moment to say, as other panelists have said, that this is the American way. But after all this is said and done, Americans are left with the thought, okay, what do we do now? What do we do now? We go back to work. We go back to work. We treat our fellow men and women as human beings. And you don't go out there and be like Chauvin. And we know that the majority of us aren't like that. Because that day when it was going down, American citizens that witnessed this, as the prosecution alluded to, still called the police because they are noble. They do, in large, do the right thing.
I feel like he's just running out the clock. I don't know what's going on. Like, he was just like, this is my moment to shine, baby. Let's go. Who knows when I'm going to get another opportunity like this? I'm just going to fucking send it, dude. I'm going to keep it going. I love the takes that, like, look, this is a, part of me wants to say this is a gift. The other part of me wants to say that this was hard fought. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it says a lot about our expectations, or at least my expectations of the American criminal justice system, when justice serves, where justice does occur, and it actually ends up favoring the victim rather than the police in a circumstance, and dudes are literally out there being like, both on the left and the right, except for the liberal center, I guess, straight up saying this happened because of public pressure. You know what I mean? People on the left are saying this only happened because of public pressure, which is kind of true. Right? Who knows how this court case would have occurred, or even if it did occur, if it wasn't for the eyeballs that it had. People on the right are saying this only happened because of public pressure, in the sense that they're saying that the jury would not have deliberated in the way that they did if it wasn't for the public pressure, which is bullshit, right? But both sides are saying that there was public pressure in it, and I'm saying that the public pressure was good. But it's weird that this is what is required for a crumb of hope that justice will be served. That, like, that people need to fucking absolutely lose their minds for understandable, righteous anger, justifiable anger. And then in a situation where someone who is literally fucking caught in 4K, all the way down to, like I said, the 720p, to be tried and found guilty of murdering someone in cold blood, in broad daylight, when they're a cop and the victim is black.
Thank you for what you do.
It's wild. It is straight up fucking insane that in order for just a shred of accountability to happen, that's what it takes. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm not saying that the public pressure changed the jury's point of view, by the way. I'm saying that if it wasn't for that public pressure, we would not have gotten to this point, I don't think. Georg Floyd would have been yet another black man who was murdered by the police. If you look at his original medical report, if you look at the original report from the Minneapolis Police Department, the way that they talk about it is just proper protocol. Yeah. There was a police altercation during a regular apprehension when the cops went to a forgery call. And, you know, the person that they apprehended ended up getting into a medical situation and passed away at the hospital. A medical incident is how they referred to George Floyd. A medical incident. Not a medical incident when you have your fucking knee on someone's back for 9 minutes, choking them out on the concrete. That's murder. So, need you all to remember that this was expedited and pushed to a trial quickly so that there could be some sort of justice, some semblance of justice. That happened as a consequence of public pressure. Okay? It should not require this level of public pressure. It should not. So while on the one hand, I do feel a little bit of victory, I feel somewhat happy. On the other hand, I still look at the larger picture and I think to myself, God damn, this is what it fucking takes. This is what it fucking takes. That's crazy. That's why I think when other countries look to the United States, they do not see a beacon of hope and prosperity. They look to a country that is not evolved. Okay.
Thing, even though there's many of us, including me, I've talked about my personal experience with bad apples. The majority of them do their job. And I think it sent out a clear message to those 2%, 3% that are bad apples. The American way, you can't get away with it. You might as well turn it your badge and gun now, because this is not how we do business here.
Lawrence, thank you.
Yeah, it's just he's playing his part. Like he's supposed to say the system works. See, like this is it. This is it.
Martha, you were there on the opening day of this trial, and one of the witnesses, actually, I remember, was the EMT that she was a fire, I believe, with the firefighting service, and she said, you know, like, I'm an EMT. Let me get involved. And of course, the police said Derek Chauvin pushed her back.
Yeah.
That was, as Lawrence was just speaking there, in terms of the people who tried to do the right thing in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, it was a microcosm that was tragic, and it displayed a lot about the worst and the best of human nature. The people who wanted desperately to help, she said that she was still tormented by the fact that she didn't save his life that day. But I want to say something about what we just witnessed, about this courtroom and about Judge Cahill. You know, he chose to televise this trial. And I am very glad that he did, because what has been proven today with this verdict is that even somebody like Derek Chauvin, who had nobody sticking up for him and who was so difficult to watch as he ground his knee into this man's neck, gets a trial. He has due process. He has the...
Remember these words, ladies and gentlemen. These are, listen, this is important. The way that they speak about this trial is important. The way that Republicans speak about this trial is important. Because, like, this is, that's why I kept saying, like, nah, this is pretty open and shut, dude. They're trying their very best to still make Derek Chauvin out to be a victim. This one is, but overall, like, they're literally not even doing the regular racial agitprop that they've engaged in for years.
The opportunity to have an attorney on his side who speaks on his behalf. And that attorney did a darn good job. He tried as hard as he could to create any environment where one of those jurors might have found a window to say, maybe that's not the reason that he succumbed to the pressure on his neck. So Derek Chauvin got the best of what the United States justice system provides. And this, I hope, that what happened today, this guilty verdict, is a message that is loud and clear across this country. Now, this isn't to say that every single time the country gets it right, or the jury gets it right, or the judicial system gets it right. We've all seen cases, even very, very famous cases, where we felt that that wasn't the case. But in most cases, this is what we see. And I hope that, I think about Chelsea Handler, right, who tweeted, so pathetic that there is a trial to prove that Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, that's dumb. Hollywood celebrities are stupid. Shut the fuck up. Like, yeah, obviously. Look, I'm sorry, guys. That's not how it works. Yes, if you're saying, like, I can't believe there's a trial for this, like, you're stupid. What the fuck?